Hey guys, Goat Mumbler here. I want to talk a little bit today about single stack 9mm pistols and how I arrived at the decision to purchase the one that I did. What we've got here today is the Ruger LC9 and the Beretta Nano. Now before you start blowing up my comment section and saying, hey buddy, nice little raspberry gun you got there, hide under your skirt. This belongs to Mrs. Goat Mumbler, also known as She Who Must Be Obeyed. So this is not mine. Now if you've been looking at single stack 9s like I have for a while, there's a lot of options out there. Obviously the LC9, Beretta Nano, Kimber Solo, Kel-Tec PF9, Car, Taurus, there's a ton of them out there. And after researching and over-researching and watching YouTube videos until my eyes bled, I kind of figured out what I wanted, price range wise. Didn't want the Kel-Tec, not because it was so inexpensive, but because it didn't feel right to me, and then there's some reliability problems. We own a Taurus pistol or two, have no problems with them, but I want to step up a little bit from their single stack 9 as well as far as fit and finish. And yeah, would I like to have a Kimber Solo? Sure, but I don't have 11 bills to throw down on a gun like that. Now we did sell a few goats here a couple 3 Saturdays ago. We had a little extra money, and I said, well, no better time than the present. Then let's spend some of it on a new gun or knife, but went with a gun. Anyway, it just happened to be on the same day looking at the mail, and Bass Pro Shop flyer was in there, and the Beretta Nanos were on sale for $4.29, so that caught my attention. And then also got a flyer from Gander Mountain, and they just opened their brand new Firearm Super Center locally here 2 weeks before that, and they were having a sale. Same weapon, $4.29, but about 15 minutes closer. So threw on some new clothes, went on up there and checked out the new Gander Mountain Firearm Super Center, and boy did they have the guns. So after walking around checking things out, I did my usual, like I've been doing with this gun for several months, which is get it out of the case, hold it, fondle it, wish I had it, just like I've been doing at the gun shows. Except this time I said, yo, I'll take one. So here we are. This is what we got. Now, being from Texas, I like that Italian design kind of stuff, like Beretta. Got some Italian bicycles. And I'm queer on the Euro trash stuff, but of course this is made in USA. But I just really like this gun, always have. Also, like this one, of course in black. Now, we own some Rugers. Got no problem with them. Really like them. Matter of fact, my everyday carry during the week is little baby LCP Ruger, modified with a hoe grip and a little white dot on the front side. And just love it. Have no complaints with any of the Ruger products. We've got some long arms as well. So we didn't think we'd have any problems with this one either. This one feels really good in the hand. Well balanced. Got a decent sight system on it. 3-dot. I wouldn't consider this low profile. The other thing is, can you see that space between the slide and the sight? Wondering what the deal was on that. This one here too, see that? Now that's on purpose, but that could be a snag issue. But sights are adequate. compared to the Beretta. Little larger 3-dot sight system, and it is lower profile. You can see. I'm not going to bore you with field stripping the weapon, taking it down. There's plenty of videos on that. They all have the same stuff in there. They all take down pretty easy. Clean them, throw them back together really quick. What's important to me is size, weight, mag capacity. These two are pretty darn close. The Nano, she weighs about 18.2 ounces. LC9, 17.1. Not a lot of difference there, so we're talking about 1.1 ounce. Mag capacity, 6+1 on this one, 7+1 on this one. So with a loaded mag, this one and this one are probably going to be about the same weight, because this one's going to have one more cartridge. Barrel, they're both about the same, 3-inch, 3.0 something, 07, or I'm sorry, 3.1, 3.07 on this one. So they're about the same. When you compare them size-wise, side by side, they're just not that much to worry about. The Ruger appears to be a little slimmer in the slide, but it might be just the way that they've got it milled here. I'm not going to drag out the dial calipers and check it out. You can check the website if that's important to you. The Beretta is what I considered just stripped down slim. There's nothing on this gun. There's no safety. There's no slide stop release. There's no takedown lever. Just not there. You got a good size mag release. It's also ambidextrous for you lefties. Pretty easy to change it over. Might be important to you. If you're left-handed, it's probably real important to you. Versus this one, got a safety, slide stop release. This is a little, I'm just going to call it a window. Pull this down, push this through for your takedown. Not a big deal. Mag release, adequate, not my favorite. Really have a hard time feeling it when your thumb's there. Not sure if you got it or not. Both these are polymer pistols, of course. The standard grip on this is less than adequate for me. The Beretta was very good out of the box. I modified this with a Talon rubberized grip rather than the skateboard tape. For $16.95, it was a heck of a bargain and quite an improvement. I wish I would have shot the video before I put the Talon grip on there, because you'd be able to see that it has some very, very nice grip on it. Now, when you handle both these pistols, you're going to notice this one feels a lot lighter than it just says there's about an ounce difference. But basically what it is, it's the weighting. This one just feels balanced throughout. They've got the weight distributed differently. This one here, you're going to notice right away the weight feels much heavier and much towards the top. Now the good news about that is when I fired this pistol, 3-inch barrel pistol, short grip, I'm thinking, recoil management on this thing is just gonna be something else. Not so. Maybe that's because of this weight up here. Of course, it's also a striker fired pistol, but maybe it is because the weight is more distributed up here. Recoil management on this was no problem at all for me. Matter of fact, I was just blown away by it. I couldn't believe the groups that I was shooting, and it didn't matter what the ammo was. This one, not so much. She's a little snappy. And my wife said the same thing when she was shooting it. She goes, man, this thing's snappy, versus some of the other things she owns. In addition to having great taste in men, My wife also has great taste in guns, so she this is her replacement for her raspberry colored Ruger Baby Glock 9mm. Kind of a fatty, but it's okay. Cool. She's also got her little carry weapon, SIG 238. So she's got pretty good taste. I just keep her from buying so many damn shoes. Anyway, so you're going to notice that when you shoot these, and I've shot them both side by side, a huge difference. The other difference, and it's very, very significant, and if you've done any research on the LC9, I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. It's the trigger. Now, before I shot the gun, I read about the trigger, and I'm sitting there going, well, you know, how bad can it be? I mean, you know, you pull the trigger, the gun goes off, you aim it right, and it's going to go on target. But really, once you shoot it, you're just going, what in the hell's going on here? And let's kind of demonstrate. I've got snap caps in these, and all the weapons you're going to see have been safety checked for all you safety Sallies. But we do have snap caps in this one. And for you libtards out on the West Coast, so you can buy this weapon, you got your loaded chamber indicator, and you got a safety, and now you're going to have this crazy long pull. And that in and of itself isn't the end of the world. But the only thing is, it goes on forever. Finally there. Oh, finally there. And I've shot this gun quite a bit, cycled it a lot, and I was surprised right there. Kind of like Gomer Pyle. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Because that's what you're going to get with this gun. It, the more I shot it, I just couldn't get used to the trigger. And if you have a variety of weapons that you shoot, and basically we're shooting Glocks and SIGs here, going back and forth between that weapon and this weapon is going to be night and day, and it's probably going to give you some trouble. Now, you can, for 60, 70 bucks, you can buy you an aftermarket trigger and some parts. If you feel good about installing it yourself, of course that won't cost you any money. And then you're going to end up with a gun with a better trigger, but probably not the best thing in the world, and what's really going to make you happy. Versus this particular weapon here, the trigger on it, pretty darn good. It's not a Glock trigger, not a SIG trigger. It does have a trigger safety, and let's just check it out. I seem to know, there it is. I knew it was coming, I could feel it coming. So there's no surprise there. Let's check the reset. And here we are. Reset, and there you go. So that's a big difference between these two guns that you're going to notice right off the bat. The other thing is, which is good news for both weapons, is this stuff will eat any kind of ammo you put through it. Ruger just doesn't have a big reliability problem, in my opinion, or my experience. All our Rugers just eat it, from the 22 to the rifles to, you know, our pistols. We've run, you know, the Walmart Tulo ammo, 115 grain through it, Remington 115, Winchester white box, not only the stuff you get at Walmart, the 115 grain, but the 147 hollow points. Plus we had some Winchester NATO 124 grain ammo we ran through it, some Blazer brass, some American Eagle, and most importantly, what are you going to carry in your gun? We're going to carry Hornet A Critical Defense 115 grain. You damn sure want to make sure it's going to run that, and these guns will run it. Now this one, I went overboard and I tried to make it fail. I tried to get a stovepipe, I tried to get a failure to feed, failure to eject, whatever. I put you know, 3 different kinds of ammo in the mag, switched the mags, rapid fire, slow fire, double tap. It just didn't matter. It ate it all. So in that respect, tickled pink, or tickled raspberry, tickled black. But it works, and that's got to be an important feature that everybody's got to be concerned about when they're picking one of these guns. So, disqualified this one mainly because of the trigger. A few other things, you know, the grip, didn't prefer it as much as I preferred this one. But as far as feeling inside the waistband with the holsters we use around here, here's an 8 squared. It feels good in there. It's nice and slim. But the trigger, it disqualified us, you know, and so this one is cleaned up, back in the box, and it is for sale. And Mrs. Goat Mumbler replaced it with her baby Glock. So let's talk more about this one and what we really like about it. A couple things you're going to get when you buy this. You'll get the flush mount mag. If this came up, let me see if I can show you. See, just a couple thousandths more, I'd be grinning like a possum. But, you know, no big deal. And comes right out, no problem. You get an extended mag with it as well, so you get 2 mags. Now this one is a 1 extra, so you're gonna get 7 plus 1 for a total of 8. The only thing that I have a gripe about is if you're gonna give me, here's the mags, if you're gonna give me this much more plastic hanging off there, I'm thinking I can get 2 more cartridges there rather than 1, but that's just me. But they give you 1 more, so one's better than none. Now, this, once you put that in, you're going to get a full 3-finger purchase on it. Might be important to you, not important to me, but it's still, it just makes it a little heavier gun. Now that extends out past my 8 squared holster, and for me, not a big deal, but hey, let's say you're a fat ass. Well, that might be a problem for you. But I was looking for the smallest gun I could get, most comfortable with, and as you can see, it fits in here a little better. So, whichever's good for you. Your mileage may vary. You might have bigger hands. I'm not a real big guy. I'm about 5'11", 175, and I've got small to medium sized hands, so this is not important, and for whatever reason this fits me just perfect. So there you are. The other thing is, if you own some compact 9s, you're probably gonna be like everybody else, have a whole pile of holsters. You're not gonna need to buy anything because it'll fit. Here's a DeSantis Insider, soft inside the waistband kind of holster, works good, good retention. Same thing on the 8 squared. So you're already gonna have stuff in stock that's gonna fit this weapon. So you're gonna be good to go there. I just, I don't have a whole lot of bad things to say about it. I've taken it down, cleaned it. Like I say, it shoots all the ammo. One other thing that might be important to you, it's not a big deal. I'll show you. See this? I don't think you can really call it a rail, but you darn sure can clamp a flashlight on there. If you're a tactical Timmy or if you just like flashlights. You're not going to get that on the Ruger because there's nothing there. Hey, if you're hearing my dogs in the background, I apologize. There's appears to be coyotes out tonight, and they're guarding the goats. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on this one. I really enjoyed the weapon. I can't say enough good things about it. And $429 plus a little money for the governor, I think it's a good value. So if you like it, try it. If you got any comments or questions, I would love to hear what you think about this one or suggestions maybe on some other guns. So, as always, you guys be safe out there. Have a good weekend at the range, hopefully. Adios.